what happens is, parents start to see, things that their children are going through and don't necessarily know how to address it.
Yes.
Teachers will see stuff that young people are going through and don't know how to address it. Social workers will see things that young people are going through and don't know how to address it. And then that just continues on because, we have to be honest here as well in terms of the types of relationships that adults build with young people are based on a power dynamic where the adult occupies that power and disempowers, sometimes not deliberately, but disempowers that child. That child doesn't have a voice.
Yes.
That child doesn't feel heard. So when that child doesn't have a voice and doesn't feel heard now, he has to go and create his own space to be going heard on.
For self.
Yes. so, and that's what we're seeing taking place with, YouTube, across social media. We understand now that in terms of social media split. So adults will be on things like Facebook. But how many adults are actually on Snapchat? How many adults are actually on Instagram?
Yes.
And so these are social media platforms that actually been designed for young people. That young people, like, I've got younger children, and they don't want me on Snapchat. Because they want to be able to do what they're doing on Snapchat without my prideful eye.
Yes.
Because obviously if I see certain types of behavior, I'm going to pull them up about it.
Yes.
And say certain things. So they want to be in spaces where, and it happens all the time, it happens in, it's happening in youth centres, it's happening within schools. Young people, we do detached youth work. So I'll go out on the streets and work with young people within their own environment.
Okay.
Now, that presents a challenge for somebody like my team who will go in and has to build relationships with young people in their own environment. It's not like the youth centre where those young people come into the youth centre and have to seek permission to get into that youth centre and have to pass through the door, sign themselves in, etc., etc.
Right.
This is a role. It's a role reversal.
Sign ourselves in.
I have to sign myself into their space. So, and that has to be done very delicately. And so these are the things that we're talking about here. So how do we build relationships? Because for me, this is one of the underlying issues that need to be addressed if we're going to start talking about seriously addressing serious youth violence, is about making sure that we have enough adults that are building relationships with these young people.
Right, because that's the point. As you said that, when you said that we don't understand the relationships, right? We don't understand them, so we're not building. So, the next question is going to be, so, the method, show us the formula, what's the formula? How do we reverse that?
Yes.
Yes, we know it's to build a productive relationship.
Yes.
But because I would agree that a lot of us, and like you said, sometimes it's not deliberate. We don't have it.
Yes.
We haven't got the mechanism to do it.
Yes.
So is it a matter of training the parents? It sounds like
yes, it can be. Well, it's training adults. Because what happens is, like I said, by default we enter an oppressive relationship with young people where they feel oppressed, and therefore they will seek spaces and go into other environments where they're not oppressed.
That's standard,
Yeah, and so this is what's constantly kind of taking place here. So you asked for some of the formulas.
Just give an idea.
Very simply, learning to listen. Without being, interrupting and actually listening to your children. I mean, I get a lot of parents contact me also who tell me, look, I'm having trouble with my children and I'm not sure exactly how to do it. And now, my phone's ringing, quite often that we're actually thinking about setting up a parent support line. So that's one of the things that we've got in the pipelines in terms of the work that we do, so we can actually start to help offer parent support. Because again, like I said, there's a massive challenge. We've got a massive shift that's taking place in our whole society, and we're not really acknowledging the shift that's taking place and how we're going to, because it's like, social media is irreversible. We can't ban social media. We're not going to change it.
And it's not the crime. It's not the poison.
It's not the poison. Exactly.
It's how it's used.
It's how it's utilised.
Right.
It's how it's utilised, and we don't need to do that. What we need to do is say, actually, it's highlighting again the magnification of social media is highlighting where we don't have strong relationships with young people, and they're going off and they're creating, their own forms of medium and their own forms of expression, and sometimes that expression is not good.